right. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend Jesse Jackson want to say hello to you all this evening. You know, it's a real encouragement to us to sit down with a clean-living group of Christian people like this that appreciate the need for salvation from dehydration. You know, recently I was attending a conference of African Methodist Episcopal bishops in Nichey, North Dakota. And during one of the intermissions, I was nipping a beverage with a close colleague of mine, the Reverend Floyd H. Flake from St. Albans, Queens. I said, you know, Floydie, we are ministers. I mean, we are men of the cloth. But we can't ignore the political situation in the United States. And we got to say this country is really sick. I mean, you all don't have to go too far back in history to see Slick Willie dancing around the streets of Washington in his pink jogging suit. He didn't know whether he was a boy or a girl. The whole Democratic Party is tested HIV positive. And start fresh with the Black Thunder Party. Oh man, that's cool. That's all right. That's what we all got to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce my candidacy for President of the United States in the year 2008. And I am happy to say also that Reverend Flake has agreed to be my vice presidential running mate at that time. I mean, Reverend Flake is a wonderful person. I just want to tell you a little bit about him. I mean, first and foremost, he is a church man. I mean, he's the pastor and founder of the Love and Sunshine Gospel Explosion Church for the last 7 years. And I mean, he is also a businessman. When he's not praying and preaching and marriage counseling, he's the president and chief executive officer of Extra Punch Exterminator. Getting rid of all those rats, roaches, and rednecks. And I mean, he's also a community man. He's always working with the youth of St. Albans. He scrapes these kids up off the sidewalk and giving them some high-skilled job training. They put a broom in their hand, show them how to sweep out a vacant lot. Last but by no means least, he is a family man. He's got 4 wives and 23 children. One of the cornerstones of our vote block building program. I mean, my presidency, not a question of if, it's only a question of when. I mean, I don't know if you all have been looking at the birth rates by race, but some of you white folks set things on hold. Whereas my people is forging ahead. So anyway, as long as I got you all here like this, I'd just go over some of the platform planks, what it's going to be like in my administration. But first, I want to say I disagree with the way these presidential candidates are always hobnobbing around with the big industrialists and bankers and cardinals, all these VIPs, and they're overlooking the common man. This whole groups of people have been bypassed in this country, like the migrant farm workers. And I'm not concerned of myself with the fact they're flocking over the Mexican borders night and day, violating the immigration and naturalization laws of the country. I'm not concerned they're coming up in the banana boatloads from Barbados and Jamaica with their shirts full of heroin, cocaine, and marijuana. I'm concerned that when they get here, there's insufficient portable toilets and the broccoli peels. Another group that's been overlooked is the prison convicts, another one of my constituencies. I mean, it's come to my attention that there are too many black people in the jails of America. And in my administration, we are going to introduce a quota system. Every time we put a black guy in jail, we're going to throw a white boy in too, whether he's done anything wrong or not. And another thing, no more ethnic jokes. Why, they already said my beloved wife Sapphire here has been to the White House to measure the windows for plywood. And another thing we got to realize, ladies and gentlemen, we are a multicultural society. I mean, we got to learn to appreciate one another for our differences as well as our similarities. I I mean, we are not all the same. And we had some bad racial incidents in the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn recently. I said, well, maybe there's something sick in the school. Maybe we're not bringing our kids on, right? I went into the Roosevelt School there in Bensonhurst, and I was wrong. That was a miniature United Nations. There was children from 58 different national heritages living and learning together in peace and harmony. I said, this is what America needs. I mean, we're not all the same. You all could be walking on down the street, and you see an Irishman with a beet red face lying on the sidewalk on top of a pile of beer cans. You don't ridiculate that man. That's his national heritage. You see an Italian guy wiping off his knife with his hanky, and bodies flying around on the road. I mean, don't get down on him either. That's his national heritage. At least you don't kill members of the immediate family. Even a Polish guy signing himself into the general hospital for a brain transplant. Don't get down on him either. Even a black guy at his backyard barbecue with a big slice of his mother-in-law between his lungs. Ridiculate that. That's his national heritage. He's just having a little cannibal flashback. So, I mean, these are all the things we need to keep the milk of human understanding flowing. We need to give our kids a rainbow education. And we just cannot let the grapes of hope get crushed down to the raisins of despair. These are, even you all white folks, you got nothing to worry about. I mean, you're going to take care of you all. You like to go down south to Florida and Arizona where it's nice and sunny and warm. We're going to put all of you in the southern half of the country. Nice government subsidized cabins. You're going to find there's a lot of cotton to pick. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we watch over your health. Check your teeth every time you resold. And so these are all the wonderful things that are happening in my administration, and it's up to you all to put us in the White House so we can paint it black. Look on with hope, America. One of these days you're all going to be under that Jesse Jackson rainbow with the three primary colors, light brown, medium brown, and dark brown. Something new going to be on your plate when you put us in 008.